All right, so it's time to learn the handstand. We're going to go through getting on the wall, getting off the wall, then getting really fucking elite at your handstands. I have a world record in handstand push-ups, so I'm feeling pretty qualified to help you today. So we're gonna start with going to the wall. People get really scared kicking up to the wall, and that's fair enough. So we can always just start facing away. You put one foot up. You're now hand balancing, right? Awesome, first step's done. Going up to the wall, the biggest mistake is not locking your arms out. Coming from someone that has done 136 handstand push-ups in an hour, they are hard, okay? If we don't lock out, we're in a handstand push-up. So, hands straight, we're going to rock. Now, a lot of people worry about where the spacing should be. We need to just do a fakie. We come down, yeah, that's good. We need enough room that our head's not gonna hit the wall either, right? Straight arms, down, kick up. And if you don't hit the wall, that's fine. We're just gonna go a little bit harder until you get all the way up. And we don't want this. This is hard for me still. You wanna actually like push away from the wall, and we're pushing up. We don't wanna be here, pushing away from the wall. Bring your feet together, squeeze your bum. Now you've got time on your hands, assisted on the wall. Once you can hold yourself there, 10 seconds, 15 seconds, you can do it off the wall, okay? Like, you can definitely still put time on the wall, getting strong, awesome. But the biggest thing that stops people progressing in the handstands is that they're just too scared to get off the wall. Now, if you need a bigger breakdown on actually getting on the wall and getting off it, I have a full video already done for that. So I just want to jump past it now. I'll put the link in the description for this. Let's move on. The first thing that we have to do now that we're off the wall is just learn how to fall. Because if you have one big fucking stack, you're not going to want to do handstands, okay? So you can just do like a cartwheel to start with, just to see how you feel, dog shit, but you know I don't want to hit anything in here. So as we go down, I just want you to do little one arm out, and we're gonna rotate 90 degrees. Because what that means is if you go too hard, going over your head, you can get out of it really easy. You're not gonna have any big falls. You might still have a little tumble. It's okay, you're learning. Don't do it on concrete, do it on grass, do it on some padded mats until you're feeling more confident. Now, in saying that, the more spongy the surface, the harder it is to keep the tension through your hand. This is actually way easier, it's just scarier. Now that we know how to fall, it means that we can start to kick up a little harder. Now, that's easier said than done. We need to just focus on toe taps to start with. So you can go up, tap your toes, come back down, because what's probably gonna happen is this. You're not gonna get up, you're scared, okay? But we just do a few more practice reps of falling, then we're just going to do toe taps. So up, tap, come back down, not even trying to stay up there yet. If you do, awesome, but we just do it as toe taps. This is a good drill just to get your feet to come together, because we also don't want your legs kicking about, right? You can get to the point where your hand balancing is strong enough that you can do all this stuff, but we're not there yet. Now that we've done the toe taps, it means that we've got our legs above our head, but it still can be not enough. Because if I just go up here loose, I'm falling back down, and falling back down is super frustrating. I would much rather go over because I know how to fall, but it means I gave it enough power. I hate not actually going hard enough. So how we then stop going over the top, we're gonna use our fingers as brakes. This is the greatest cue I think there is in handstands, and you'll see all the pros, they're like really gripping into the ground, okay? So we want to be able to kick up so hard that we have to lock in with our fingertips, because once our fingertips are locked in, we're going to be able to balance, because it's going to be this game of backwards and forwards between the fingertips and the palms. So I'm going to squeeze the ground as hard as I can, and already, without even trying, I've been able to get up further because I've been able to kick up harder, okay? So if you are constantly falling this way, you need to go more on your fingertips. If you're going over the top too hard, that's when we're gonna start bringing in our toes and our glute squeeze, okay? So we've got our fingers, we're kicking in hard enough, that's awesome. If I just let my legs hang, I can fall over the top, and you're gonna have to bail again. So we've got the brakes, so we're going up real hard, then we're gonna bring the tension in, so we're just gonna slow, and we're gonna get to that sticky point where you're just gonna balance. And the time that you feel that balance for the first time, that's a feeling that everyone should chase. Okay, so we're gonna go fingertips hard, and I'm gonna point my toes just as hard. So what I did there was my fingertips were on, my toes were pointing as hard as I could, but I was also squeezing my bum, because that's gonna bring my legs together, and it's gonna connect the tension from my toes to my fingertips. Like I said earlier, when you get better at these, you'll be able to lose tension in other areas and still be able to just play around, right? Like at the moment, I can come up and kick my legs around and it's all fine. We don't want that for you yet. So we want to connect everything, because why make this journey harder than it needs to be? So as I come down, fingertips, recover, bum, toes. Everything is then connected. And that's important. It's gonna make it way easier. You'll see the line is way different. If we lose the tension somewhere, it's like this. You're gonna fall. And this is a journey of falling, guys. Like you're going to stagger a heap. If you implement these steps, you will just get way better, way faster, and have more fun doing them. And the last thing that I really want to talk about with like that positioning of being on top of it, we don't want to just be on the palms. Like I talked about, we're really breaking with these fingertips, but that's also to actually take our weight, because you saw before when I had a little stumble, I could balance. Like it's not just still, we're going backwards and forwards, a constant game backwards and forwards. So I want my weight not on this, on my palm, because I will fall backwards. I want it more centered, but honestly, more in front, because I can always drop my palms down, right? Like acting like a heel to pull me backwards. So when I come down, I don't want to be on my palms like this. You can see I'm going to fall down straight away. I'm actually going to lean more forward, so that way my fingers actually have to work here. Now I go backwards and forwards between my palms and my fingers, and you can see they're constantly moving in this position to actually balance, right? It's never just going to be still, but it's way harder if our body weight is falling backwards. Once you start mastering the handstand, it's so much fun, and honestly, you should start working towards the handstand push-up. So if you want to get your first ever handstand push-up, go watch this video. It gives you step-by-step awesome cues for your handstands as well. But you should just be chasing these big goals, because on the path, you're just gonna get good at handstands. And that's what I did. I wanted to get world-class at handstands, so I went and set a world record for handstand push-ups.